Hello, good day everyone. We are group 5 of Cako301. Our research study is all about productions and evaluations of tomato bread, which is made from overripe tomato. So short introductions and background on why we choose this study to be our topic is, as we all know, food waste is one of the biggest problem that our local market are facing right now. Being next to the price hike of produce, farmers and vendors are having a hard time growing and selling their fresh produce due to many factors such as oversupply, high price matching, pandemic, and also quarantine protocols, and also travel restrictions that affects their businesses. And according to the World Wildlife Fund Philippines have conducted an estimated of total of 2,175 tons of food waste were thrown in the garbage every day within Metro Manila. And also food waste is the main reason of hunger in our country. Make Every year tomato waste has been going on, and the wastage affects a lot of farmers, making them lose money, and also the vendors and traders. To lessen the food waste in province of Cavite, we will conduct a study on how to utilize overripe tomato. As we all know how pricey tomato nowadays, it is ranging from 50 pesos to 70 pesos, and not everyone will be able to afford such high price. On the other hand, once the tomato becomes overripe, the price can go lower than the actual pricing. But despite of the lower price, consumer will not likely to purchase a pack of overripe tomatoes. Farmers and vendors are forced to throw away overripe tomatoes and go to waste, and it is significantly affect the livelihood and business of both traders, farmers, and also the vendors. So in the middle of this food waste crisis, we aim to provide resolutions that can help produce a product out of overripe tomatoes and turning it into different kind of bread, such as tomato pandesal and also tomato pizza crust. So turning regular bread into the healthier one, since tomato is rich a source of vitamin C, K, potassium, and also it contains folate, and it will help us to lower elevated blood pressure, and also can provide anti-inflammatory and very beneficial to our heart and brain. And it contains also other nutrients. In this study, our study aims to provide resolutions to reduce tomato food waste by identifying other use of overripe tomatoes, and will aim to determine the acceptability of tomato bread in terms of taste, textures, and also the quality. And we would like to give knowledge to everyone that it is possible to use tomato in bread productions and make this as their best practice to lessen also the food waste of tomatoes.
Generally, this study aims to focus on the production and evaluation of the two kinds of tomato bread. First is tomato pandesal and the pizza crust, made from overripe tomatoes. Specifically, it aims to answer to the following question. First is, what is the level of acceptability of the produced tomato pandesal in terms of the following taste, texture, and quality? Second is, what is the level acceptability of the produced tomato pizza crust in terms of the following again, taste, textures, and quality? Third, what is the overall evaluation of two kinds of tomato bread made from overripe tomatoes? Fourth is that there significant difference between the level of acceptability of the two kinds of tomato bread made from overripe tomatoes in terms in the following again, taste, texture, and the quality. And the last is there significant difference between overall evaluation of two kinds of tomato bread made from overripe tomatoes? Gusto namin matikman nila kung ano yung mas gusto nila sa tomato bread na ginawa namin, kung ano yung mas patok sa panlasa nila galing sa overripe tomatoes.
The conceptual framework, as shown in the diagram, includes processing of overripe tomatoes, which will be done by blanching and blending to produce tomato puree, and that will be used as one of the main ingredients in tomato bread, namely tomato pandesal and tomato crust pizza. This will be evaluated by 20 respondents. For the scope and limitation, the study will only focus on the production of the two kinds of tomato bread from overripe tomatoes as one of the possible ways of preventing or reducing food waste. And it will not cover other types or strategies of food waste reduction.
This study will be using the mixed method type of research. The first part of the study will employ the experimental type of research, wherein the two kinds of tomato bread will be produced using the overripe tomatoes. After production, the product will be evaluating using a research-made grading checklist, and this employing the qualitative research. A mixed method research design is produced for collecting, analyzing, and the mixed method both quantitative and qualitative research and methods in a single study to understand the research problem. Research Locale, the location of the study will be conducted in the province of Cavite.
Sampling technique. The researchers will be using random sampling technique. It is simply when each member of the population has an equal chance or probability of being selected.
Research instrument. The researcher will provide a questionnaire wherein the respondents will rate the level of acceptability of the tomato bread product in terms of taste, texture, and quality.
Data gathering procedure, collecting and preparations of raw materials. We will be collecting the overripe tomatoes to our nearby local market and also the other ingredients that we will be needing for baking. We will also be needing any blender to blend and make a tomato puree, which will be our main ingredients for the bread. And the overall product evaluations of the pandesal and also for the pizza crust will have the different taste, quality, and also textures in the product to be made. The procedure of this soup bread also includes in our paper.
Data analysis. Data will be recorded and will be statically analyzed using SPSS or Statistical Package for the Social Science by IBM. Ethical consideration. As a researcher, we can conduct a survey without approved by our researcher advisor and to the Dean of College, International and Hospitality Management.